All right, we are live. We are live. Hey man, say man. Hey man.
Yes, sir.
Say,
Hey man,
man.
Hey, we are in this thing. Welcome to the Chronicles of the North podcast. I know I always say podcast, but this is just a big old conversation, mostly about sports and hoops. Kind of derived from North Little Rock.
Yes.
If you haven't yet, please like, share, subscribe to the pod on Facebook. Listen to me, Facebook, YouTube, and hey, what I'm saying, show us a little love. We got a good one today. You can't say legends without ladies, and
Hmm.
we got three legends. And I'm gonna let Mark introduce everybody, but just want to give shout out to my esteemed co-hosts KC, Ride Out, and Shaft. This is another one. This is KC first one. Also, man, would like to say happy born day to my brother.
Yes, sir. Let's start
Appreciate
off with that. Let's
that.
add birthday to the brother.
Birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
my guy.
birthday.
Hell yeah.
Well,
So
I think
please excuse me if you see an elbow going up. Sometimes during this podcast, I'm gonna sneak it in there, and I'm gonna
yeah,
respect with the elbow gonna probably
yeah,
be going up a little bit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
no, I appreciate it. Looking forward to the conversation. First one out. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's
But
do it.
man, first of all, I think you pretty much summed it up, bro. You know what I'm
What's
saying? That's
that?
what we've talked about, for a year in the making. We had a couple of episodes to where other coaches as well as our other guests have spoken how about these women as well. And you hit it right on the head, man, as far as us trying to put that out there as far as the North Little Rock story. It is, in my humble opinion, that you can't tell it without these ladies we have here today. So, well,
Absolutely.
thank you for your time. You know what I'm saying? Timing is everything. And we just want to get your story out there and let people understand where we're trying to come from and everything. So, we're happy to have y'all tonight, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
You
it.
got anything, Shaf?
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Got anything to add to it, Shaf?
say what?
So you got anything to add to it?
Yeah, we just earlier I was mentioning, that the honor is all ours. You know what I'm saying? To have you ladies
Yes.
here. It's been a long time in the making. We've been working on this show for a little while now, trying to make it happen. So glad to have you ladies here. Let's get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Already. What we'd like to do is go and get them drinks up. We want to give a toast.
Let me get my Red Bull.
There you go.
Hey, this V8 energy right now. I'm still waiting on to get my drink here.
I don't have no drink, y'all. I have
This ain't
water.
no Red Bull.
But yeah.
I
It
got
was-
some need.
Red Bull.
There we go. I got my
All
water.
right,
There you go.
okay,
There you
all
go,
right,
Carey.
Water.
bet.
There you go, Carey.
For all of those that have seen us at our best, for all of those that have seen us on our worst, and they cannot tell the difference. Salute to brotherhood and sisterhood for over 30 years. Salute.
Absolutely. Salute.
Salute.
Nice. Salute.
What's our family, man?
All right. All right. Let's go and get into it. What we like to do on the pod is just kind of do a mental health check. So 1 to 10, with 1 being on the low spectrum, 10 being on the high. We just like to go around and just kind of see where everybody at. I'll start off. I'm finally at an 8. I've been at about 6 since my grandmother passed, but I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things now, so I'm doing a whole lot better.
Well, I like to hear, brother. Love to hear.
You're definitely in our prayers, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
What about you, Markita? How about you? How about your mental state right now? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Had a great time at church today. So
All right.
I think I'm about at an 8. Just
Okay.
came off a vacation. Went down to Punta Cana. And
Okay.
it was amazing. I just had to just
Okay.
get away and kind of
Come on,
decompress from
Pocahontas, where is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what that little dog. That's what the little dog from Martin was on. Right?
Right.
Slide that in there. Let me set it up. Okay. You say
Yeah.
Pocahontas.
Down there in Mexico.
Punta Cana.
Okay.
The
Pocahontas.
DR. Okay. But
Okay,
yes.
DR. You got it. You
Yes,
got it.
but it was amazing. So I'm glad. I'm about at an 8. I practice tomorrow, so I'm refreshed. I'm ready. Ready to
Nice.
go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss
Okay, well
Carey,
then-
baby?
Okay. I'm at an 8.5, working on a 9.
Come on.
Come on with that 0.5, though.
Elaborate.
Yeah, I need to hear the point 5. I need to hear the point 5.
Hey.
Hey, that'll get you.
I'm inside in the cool. It's hot outside. It's 1,000 degrees outside. I woke up. Hey.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah. Amazing.
Okay.
What about you, Miss Dominique?
Okay, so I'm gonna say I'm about a 7, just because. But I'm good. Like I always tell myself I'm blessed every day. So, but I just say that I'm just at a 7 because it's transitioning, things happening, and so when things move around, you have to kind of just see where you're gonna fit, how that's gonna work out. But other than that, I'm good. My children are good. That's always a plus, and my grandbaby is great. So yeah, I'm good. So I'm just gonna say a 7, just because some things are transitioning. So we'll see how they go and go from there.
All right.
Okay.
Nick, I think you ought to get a 0.5 on that, just to bounce in the hair.
For the curve, I mean,
tomorrow this will all be friends. I couldn't even go outside.
Well, we celebrate today.
I couldn't even go outside. Do you hear me? This will be straight. It'll be a pro tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you're going 7.5 on that one.
Yeah.
That bounce.
How you feeling, Ride Out?
Man, I'm at a 9, brother. I'm at a 9, man.
All
Feeling
right.
pretty good. Just trying to stay active with everything, man. And deal whatever comes my way. Like they say, roll with the punches, man, and keep getting up and doing my thing. So I'm at a 9.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
I
you,
go
Cotton?
I go with a 9 as well, man. This is
Awesome.
it's another trip around the sun. So I appreciate that particular accomplishment, and I always leave one to grow. Y'all know how I do.
Yeah.
Like you always leave room to get better and not be stagnant in in what you're doing in each day. But I'm appreciating the hell out of it, and just really excited to, like I say, get into a conversation with you all, and let's give some perspective. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good. I'm always connected.
Bring us home, Shaq.
Man,
Yes,
really, actually, man, you gotta give Shaft and Cotton a 0.5 added to theirs, because I can't wear my shirt open like that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on him. But that's not even a 0.5.
Just add the 0.5.
So
That's a full point.
that's there it is.
He always gonna have his shirt. Even when he was in high school, he had his shirt.
Always.
What you say, Carey? What you say?
In high
Right,
school,
even
he had
when
his
you
shirt.
was-
People say they serve.
Who had his shirt open?
You.
Shaq.
Oh, Shab did. No, you, Shab.
Never.
I'm saying, you say.
That was Shab. I
Hey.
was sport to Jersey and everything every now and again.
Yeah.
It's a good summer day. I appropriate, the times for the attire.
Hold on, appropriate.
I appropriate the attire for certain times, man. You can't over or underdo it. You got to do it, right?
Right.
Over or underdo it, do it.
Right.
So let's get into it, man.
How you feeling, Shaft?
Listen, you already know what it is with me. I woke up this morning, I'm at 10. You know what I'm
Talk to
saying?
me.
I'm always at 10. As long as I wake up in the morning, I'm here. I'm at 10, baby. So let's go.
Just
Let's
wake
get
up, don't even put no shirt on, G.
Hey, Ride Out. We know he had 10 because what LeBron Jr. did yesterday.
Ooh-wee.
What LeBron Jr.
Hey.
do? What?
LeBron Jr.
Listen,
do.
listen, Bronny yoked on somebody yesterday. Actually, that was today, wasn't it?
Oh, it's like,
That
my
was
bad. Yeah,
today.
what today?
That was today. I was like,
Yes, sir.
What are you up on the towel, boy? Like, hey,
Right.
Yes,
What
sir.
the
Yes,
No,
sir.
he's in 3 days. He
Yeah.
gonna
He
get out.
took off. He took off.
You hear me right?
Listen, y'all don't quit hating on Bronny. Bronny was a G-League all-star. Y'all quit hating on Bronny.
Hey, man.
Hey, Ryan,
man.
somebody was out there cleaning the floor and he dunked on it. Somebody was cleaning that one of the spots.
I get you.
Let's get into it, man.
Right,
For
yeah.
sure.
That's funny.
So, ladies, like
Yeah.
I said, anyone can answer it first. When did y'all fall in love with the game of basketball?
I don't ever remember not loving basketball. So,
Right.
and to be honest, basketball probably was my piece for a long time, and I didn't even realize it until I didn't have it anymore.
Right.
Talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I transitioned into officiating. It's the same thing.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
When did you start playing?
Because you are around hoops all the time. You know what I'm saying? Whether you hoop, whether you're officiating, it allows you to be around basketball. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody like me, that's all I can ask for, Carey. I wish I could trade places with you and be an official. You know what I'm saying? Because
and you still can because there's a shortage.
You still can. We need some.
There's a shortage.
He's just saying that, ladies. He's just saying that.
Right.
He's not gonna rub it down there.
One of them fans call you out your name, you're gonna run up in this thing.
You definitely have to have some tough skin for real.
Yeah, you gotta have some
Real.
tough skin.
Now, Chef, it's just 3 buttons. It's just 3 buttons on the shirt, so you can't. You know what I'm saying?
I can't mess with him, right?
No, Chef gonna cut down the center and wear it open, and let his whistle lay on his chest.
Hey, see, on your shirt open, but hey.
Oh man.
Speaking of that, how do you then deal with Carey when a fan has crossed the line of what you would call, respect or disrespect? Have you gotten that particular protocol? Are you comfortable with that right now? You know what I mean? Are you comfortable with like when someone damn, you can't see. Look at she can't see. She's a woman. What is she did? Like, so what? No.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro.
I know you've heard.
Hey, that's nice. That's nice.
That's
nice what you're saying.
All of that. So like, what's your mode of dealing with that? Like, how do you deal with that when you get that? Are you kind of comfortable with dealing with that, or that bother that's troublesome sometimes?
Well, you have to understand too. I don't know where they came from. I don't know what they left. I don't know the situation they left. So their aggression may not have anything to do with me.
Yeah.
So if I get close enough to that person, I may say something to them to check their temperature.
Yeah.
And then I know how to address them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Very professional.
Okay. Dominique, when did you get started in basketball? When did it?
Well, I had brothers, so I have always been playing. I played in the neighborhood from Butter to Twin to all of them. So I have always been around it, and so I think one of the reasons. I mean, when I tell you, we got the goal on the post out there playing with the milk cart, right in front of my house, the whole neighborhood. Matter of fact, we had the pit in the backyard. You had to, because we called it a pit because you could step into a hole.
And your ankle was still good though. But your ankle was still good. You didn't never turn your ankle. It's weird. Holes all around the backyard.
Ain't no telling what you might fall in. So they call it the pit. But you like you shot. You can't get that foul. So I've been around the game like all my life, and I think one of the reasons why I wanted to play it is because at first it was like, no, girls can't play.
Okay.
Move on, move around, move on. And then so that kind of, fueled my fire to say, oh, because when I go, I need y'all to say, check up. I need somebody to know I can play. Right. So that kind of fueled my fire to play. And so I've been around it and I loved it. I used to say throughout high school, oh, there's going to be a WNBA. 1995, there came one when we graduated. I used to say it all the time. We coming. Big Tennessee fan, grew up watching. I think me and Carey went to Tennessee game while coming up. So we were big fans of the game from a long time. And so I just think that I've always been around. I'm not gonna slow down on the question, but it's a question y'all asked. I'm thinking
let's talk.
Y'all asked me like, where did we hoop the most? I was under the bridge. I was midnight basketball.
What?
That's
real.
I'm under the bridge.
You ready? If you under the bridge, you ready.
And my brother out there like, look,
the bridge. We don't even have to tell you.
My brother out there like, now look.
Yeah.
She can take a blow or two, but don't get at yourself. Okay.
Don't take 3 or 4.
We in here. We
don't
deep
get 3 or 4.
But I'm there. I'm there. He like, because people say, oh, that's the girl. She posts me. She did me like that. They might get a little offended back then.
Yeah.
So, my company was with me. So just in case.
Absolutely.
Olive Street.
Yeah. But I always, in Midnight League, me and Carey was the only 2 women that played in the Midnight Basketball at Sherman Park.
Wow. Salute to
that. I didn't know
that. Yeah. We was there.
I didn't know that.
But that's one. Hey, if I had a sound machine, I'd hit the board right now. Whatever that. That's real talk. That's a pim. Seriously.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Butter was the GOAT for that.
Yeah, Butter was the GOAT. He was
he's still the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
we I've been around.
He
him for
spoke
a long
highly about
time
y'all as
and
well.
Who was
Yeah.
that?
So
Who was that right out? Who spoke
No,
out?
Butter spoke highly of them
Yeah.
as well. He spoke
Yeah,
highly
that's
of
our
them as
guy.
well.
Yeah. How about you, Markita?
Well, mine's a little different.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
just growing up, I was we was in the church a lot. So I think I started like around 6th grade, but didn't really play organized ball or didn't like really know the game until I think I met Hope Carroll, and we went to North Heights together. And she was a part of, I want to say, a co-ed league in North Heights. And so that's
Okay.
what but I really started and just kind of inspired me when I went down for a visit one summer with my cousin in Louisiana. And he was like, you should play. And so when I got back, I used to just kind of hang out with Hope a lot. And I was always kind of intrigued, about what she knew, and her jump shot, everything. So
Yeah.
I always kind of put that in my mindset. If I can beat her, if I can get there, I'm good. So I
Yeah.
use it like as a platform, but she really kind of hit those points, and I wanted to just kind of learn more about the game because I didn't, just being the oldest, I had a different responsibility at home.
Right.
So we didn't really go to like the rec center too often, but when I did, so just to get back, I think that's why I seen like the heat of basketball at North Heights Recreation Center.
Yeah.
And like Alex Coleman was
Oh yeah.
kind of inspired me a lot. I used to just sit back and watch him play, and he'll just play with some of the old cats out there on the court, couldn't never get in, but just the point, just being there.
Right. Soaking up game.
While they was down on the other end and run out the way when they transition back. So it's kind of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I really fell in love with like 7th grade. I really kind of started just really like
When was your first then organized basketball team? What was the first
Ridge
team?
Road.
Ridge Road. First team.
Okay.
That's the first.
Okay.
Orange team, baby.
Yeah. Orange and black.
Now were you east side or west side?
7th grade.
Ninth grade. East side or west side?
East side, baby. Carey.
East
West
side.
side is the best side, though. West side is the best side. West side is the best side.
Carey, were you east side or west side, Carey?
I was east side.
Wow, okay. We got four,
Yeah.
5 east side, 2 west side. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But let me ask you, ladies, this. When you got older, did you model your game after any particular player, or did you just kind of play within what other skill set you had?
I would have to say Cheryl Swoops.
Cheryl Swoops. That's what I was gonna say. We had an opportunity to meet her, play with her, play against her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hold on.
I got it.
Hold on. Slow down.
You just can't say that.
You can't just slap hands across this. You gotta talk.
You talking about Cheryl Swoops? How did that happen?
Yes, she is.
We went to camp. I think we were at Camp A-State. And she came to camp, and
I got somebody that's coming for a gold title. We're gonna talk about that later, okay?
Yeah. So they were recruiting and they were interested. So of course, they put the recruits out there with the people that they want, and so we run the game. And so she was there as a guest, and she played with us, and we got a chance to play with her. She played against us. I'll never forget because I thought I had a rebound, y'all. 2 hands on it, thought I had it snagged.
Yes.
And then I'll tell you, all of a sudden, she got this circle the other way. I said,
Too little.
Hey.
But I wasn't too little. Every shot, y'all, I was shooting. Every shot was good. When I tell you, like it rolled off the rim a little too. She came over. She said, "Hey, you got it. Just keep shooting." What's wrong? Am I trying to impress you or am I excited? Because these are normal shots that I make, and I couldn't. They wasn't falling like that. But Carey was hooping though.
Carey, were you?
I thought I blocked her shot, and I hit all elbow, and it still went in. Now Nick was out there hooping.
What was that?
Nick was out there
How
hooping.
tall is Cheryl Swoops in person?
She's like 6'2". She's not much taller than us.
She wasn't much. Yeah, I want to say she's about 6'1", 6. Yeah, about 6'1", maybe. She might be 5'11" now. But I'm just gonna say about 6 because
Did she feel bigger seeing her in person?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How about you, Markita?
I think the first part of it, I just kind of played. I like Don Staley. I still do. I
Okay.
still.
Oh yeah,
I can see that. I can see that.
I
See
still
that.
want to meet her. And it's coming one day. But
And she
I
been
just
down
kind of.
here. Girl, we got
Yeah.
to get you. We got to get you that.
Well, I missed her. I saw Kim
Did you?
Mulkey and Johnny Taylor. I saw them, took a picture with them, but I missed Dawn. She was there the night
Yeah.
before. But
it's gonna
I
happen.
would,
It's gonna happen.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna happen. Yeah. But I would
Yeah.
have to say her, and I just kind of played, with you knowing the experience that you know now. Ooh, you wish you just had that experience.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Go back, but we can never go back.
Knowledge.
It's I think I would have just took a lot more of the opportunities that was given. So, and not worry about people perception of who I was, then.
Yeah.
That's why I preach that, and I make sure I instill that in my athletes, and I make sure I coach them and I motivate them in that way, because as a player, looking back, I don't feel like some of my coaches gave me that, and I think it's needed. It's really needed, for
Yeah, you don't feel like the coaches gave you
for a
some.
coach to really believe in you and push you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
try to do that for my girls.
Yeah.
You don't try, you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good skill to have. Is that awareness to know, which, because I hear you, I really hear you. Like, to where I think about where I was coached and what you knew you could get more, and that still depends on, and where some people are blessed to have good situations for people that supported them. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I always tell people, like, Mike Tomlin was in my life as my coach for 1 year in my life. What if it was for more, right? A person that has that kind of love for you and pouring into you. So, and in your case, when you get the opportunity to give back and do that, like, and know that that's one thing that you knew you wish you had, that's a very good gift to have. I commend you for that. Seriously, salute.
Right. And it's a good gift to give, because
That's
my
a good
daughter,
quality. That's a very good
my
quality.
daughter to this
Keep that
day
going, for sure.
loves Coach Myers, and she said Coach Myers is still one of the best coaches I ever had. She
That's good.
She was like, hands down. So that's why she said, no matter whatever go on, whenever I see her, I'm stopping what I'm doing. Hey, how are you? Well, it's good to see you. So I tell her that all the time. And so she was like, that makes me feel good. But I told her, hey, I appreciate for my daughter to be that way and feel that way, even not knowing that, I don't even know how close she knew we were, but she was just like, no, Coach Markita is my coach. She was like, and we ran them every year, Mama. They swear they thought they had something. They thought they had something.
Like, you seriously become like a parent. You got to understand that obligation.
Yeah.
When you're in a position of leadership like that, you know what I mean? But yeah.
And Kita, I want to say this too. I know this was a couple years ago, but when you took the stage and defeated Conway with Little Rock Central, I want to congratulate you on that. I don't know if anybody said anything, but that was huge. Yeah, that was huge.
Salute. That's what we're here for sure. We want to. Yeah.
Well, I'm about to jump into it then.
Okay. Here we go.
Right. We want your Mount Rushmore, but we want of North Little Rock, but we want your females and your males. And how many heads on that stat you share?
4, isn't it? 4.
Okay,
right?
let me say Kim Bryant.
You get 4, like not 4 impossible. Not 4.5.
No honorable mention Mount Rushmore. Ain't no honorable mention Mount Rushmore.
Ain't no honorable mentions. You get 4.
I got Kim Bryant.
Like 12.
That's mine.
No, Coach, you can't. Well, we let Coach Rice have it, but he had like 12.
Right.
This Mount Rushmore lapped around. Like,
We
ain't doing Coach Rice.
He made a whole mountain range. He was different.
For real.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
I got Kim Bryant.
You need 3 more.
I thought we was working together. I thought this was a team project.
She gotta have 4. I gotta have 4 people.
Yes.
I gotta have 4 Mount Rushmore.
You gotta have 4 girls and 4 guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I know Alex Coleman on Markita's.
Hold on, Carey's ready. Go ahead, Carey. Go ahead, Carey. Go ahead, Carey. She ready.
Kim Bryant, Mandy Duke.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna work on the guys so I come back. Hold on.
I say Carolyn.
Ben Trump. No, Bride Parker.
Okay. Well, hold on. Give me your 4
Bride
girls.
is not a woman.
You listen. I told you I was coming back.
Give me 4 girls again.
Right.
Okay. Kim Bryant.
Okay. Yeah.
Mandy Duke.
Okay.
And I'm still working.
And it's
Okay.
like
Yeah,
you can put
y'all want me to go back, right?
So let me give you my 4.
Like, come on.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
Okay, Dominique, what you got?
And this is North Little Rock. Okay, so so it's hard because we're talking about my time.
That's what I'm asking.
So I'm just gonna say my people. So let me tell you something.
Whatever you want your
my 4, I would say Carey.
Carey.
I would say Carey Smith. Let me put it that.
Carey.
I knew somebody was gonna say Carey.
Okay.
I know I gotta hit Carey on here.
Yeah.
Let me say Valencia Cross.
Okay.
I know y'all probably don't know, but when I say a dog in the fight, defense.
She is a dog. She was a dog.
Double every night.
Yes. I mean, she's a
Double every night.
All right.
Okay.
Wide double, but it was.
I'm gonna say Zandra Moore.
Yeah, she's on mine. She's on mine. Zan was on mine.
Zandra Moore. And let me see who else.
Dominique.
Savage.
Okay, then.
Hey, Savage, jump up here.
Mic drop.
Talk to me now.
Talk your talk.
What about the men? What about the men?
So the men. Okay, so like Big Dave. Do y'all remember Big Dave?
Yeah.
Yes.
Big Dave. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Big Dave.
Okay. So Big Dave. I'm gonna say Bobby Broadway.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go way back, but let me stay in my time.
No, it's okay.
No. It's yours. It's yours.
Hey, listen,
Okay.
Dominique, there's several lanes. Create your own lane.
Yes.
There's several lanes. Create your own lane.
Because North Little Rock has run deep.
There you
For a
go.
long time.
Right.
With so much talent, seen and unseen.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's hard to.
When you talking about North Little Rock High School, you got Big Dave. You good?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I said Bobby Broad. Well, he was Northeast. We had to take him away. But he did come to North Little Rock.
He did. I would say he did. Yeah.
He did come to North Little Rock.
You got to.
Okay. Dang. Totally.
Okay.
Big man. It's gonna be all big man or what?
No, listen. And then guard. I'm gonna tell you something. Kareem. Kareem Cotton. I liked him as a guard. Don't get me wrong. The other brother good too. But
Right.
Well, he was the dog.
But I like Kareem.
Yeah.
I could have put Rodney Shepard in there too.
Yeah.
I was waiting on you.
already got
Rodney Shepard. Okay, I'm stopped.
You already have your 4.
He done got my
Transition, Markita.
Hey,
Good transition, Markita. Your turn, Markita. Good transition.
Okay.
The floor is yours. Who you got?
I have Kayvon Allen.
Okay.
Con Cotton.
Okay.
I got Rodney Shepard.
Okay.
And I gotta go with my boy Corey Nelson.
That's a nice line.
That's a nice.
And girls, I got Kim Bryan was a baller. Zan was a hooper.
Yeah.
I got Kyra Collier. And
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Malika Monk. I'm gonna go with.
She was a beast too.
I like.
Hey, can I say something really quick?
What's that?
You know what? It is incredible. So Corey Nelson played 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year as far as high school.
And got that respect.
That we get on this podcast that mention his name is it is outstanding. Like that dude was a straight up hooper, man. 6'7", left-handed, silky smooth, could do everything. And he played 1 year. The amount of people that mention his name in the Mount Rushmore is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Respect to Corey Nelson, man.
Absolutely.
I like the list. Before we move on, Carey.
No. Yeah, Carey, you still up, Carey.
We ain't forgot about
you. No, we ain't forgot about you.
I'm gonna start. Okay, so Kim Bryant, Mandy Duke, the Dominique Savage, and Hope Carroll.
Okay.
And that jumper, she was our Paige Buckner before there was a Paige Buckner.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She got hurt. It's hate she got hurt.
Yeah, she got hurt. Yeah.
She got hurt. Yeah.
So
what happened to her?
The guy, what happened?
I think something. What did she tear like an ACL? Because she had surgery on her knee. You know, back then it wasn't as prominent.
I can't remember.
Back then, ACL surgery was a death sentence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
it was.
Yeah.
It was. So guys, Brad Parker, Leo Gilliam.
Okay.
Paul.
That was my guy.
Yeah.
Come on, Leo.
Yeah, Mark Rideout.
Okay.
You know, Shep. You know, Shep.
All right. Okay. Salute.
Appreciate that, man.
Ride out up in the house.
Appreciate that, man. Hey, real quick though, man. Real quick before y'all try to move on.
You know what? Also, I like Khalil Ware. He underrated but rated.
Oh, yeah,
he is.
He's gonna be rated. He in the league right now. He's gonna be a real good summer league camp right now.
Yeah, I mean, but he was definitely somebody that I thought had a lot of skills. Even he just wasn't touching the ball as much as I thought he should have been. But when I say I thought he had such nice skill and played a very calm
and very humble,
demeanor game. I thought, you know, I was
definitely playing dividends now.
Yes,
you know, and he wasn't. You know how everybody get all these rankings and all of that. He
wasn't on.
He was not on all of that, but that just let you show that, you know, rankings is good.
He will be an all-star. He will be an all-star in 2 years.
Yeah, the rankings is good for the
I agree with that.
Selling of the media.
He'll be an all-star in 2 years.
I agree with that. I think he'll be an all-star in 2 years.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So I want to ask y'all all this question right here. What's up with these bus rides? Who was doing all the singing on the bus rides when y'all were going place to place? Who was doing all that?
We got the vocals.
From what I heard, it was either
Bumping grass on the bus.
Oh, for real?
Bumping grass.
What y'all singing? Escape? What was y'all singing? Y'all SWV?
R. Kelly, classic CDs. R. Kelly.
Everything.
SWV. Week in the Knee.
Everything.
So have you put your R. Kelly shit? Have you put that up now? Or is
R. Kelly.
No.
That CD was bouncing around the bus like it was R. Kelly.
Did you delete that station, or is it like you can?
R. Kelly is just like he a classic.
Okay, all right.
You know that it ain't.
Hey,
the
and
music
I'm like,
ain't going nowhere.
You gotta hate the sin, but not the person.
It may sound like I'm joking, but I'm serious in the sense of like, now that there's so much is being exposed about our culture and a lot of the people that we listen to and the things that we, you know, that was kind of normal that we just didn't understand other things that's going on. So people could have, you know, different feelings about understanding that it's still just good music. You know what I mean? Like that's what was going on. And, you know, and that's something that you appreciate is the talent. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Markita, what did you just say?
Huh?
You said something. What you say?
I said you need to hate the sin, but not the person.
That's
okay.
Right.
All right. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
We can like our
message.
That's exactly what I was looking for, Markita. Seriously. And I want, because a lot of people are kind of struggling with that right now. You know what I mean? And this is a good opportunity while we have an audience to get our perspective on that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and so that was I couldn't put it any more better than what you just said. You know what I mean? Couldn't put it any more better than that. But yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because people still idolize Elvis.
He married a 14-year-old.
Come on,
Big James.
Right.
Come on, man. It's
right.
We're human first.
Yeah. You said so. Who had the vocals on the bus ride out?
I'm just kind of thinking like I know how I am when I get around the homies and everything. We always got that one funny story, that one moment that we always get together. We always bring up, we around each other. So I'm kind of curious. What's that story between you all?
Yeah.
I know what some of you like. Girl, you remember?
Yeah, do you remember? We got the re on it.
I told you, I didn't do no singing. I just was like, okay, headphone, whatever we could. I wasn't singing on the bus. I'm trying to get ready to go home.
What was you listening to then? What were you listening to?
But I was listening. You know, Keisha would sing on the bus, so you know everybody kind of tuned in. But I wasn't singing on the bus. Was I singing on the bus, Carey, Markita?
Yes.
I was.
I can't remember. I was gonna let you live, but you asked.
Was I
He
singing?
was waiting on you to ask this question.
I must have been rapping. Was I?
Both of them.
I probably was singing. I probably was some like Mount Up. Yes, that's what I'd be listening to before the game. Regulators, Mount Up.
Yes.
Tupac, Me Against the World. You know.
Yeah.
Thing. That was a thing for sure.
Yeah. So what we gonna do? What we dedicate this next place in the pod is to our boy Shaft. All things considered. Gonna take it away, Shaft.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to All Things Considered with Shaft. Before we get started, I'd like to remind and ask everybody to subscribe to the Chronicles of the North podcast on Facebook and YouTube, so you don't miss any of this good content that we're dropping. Today's focus on All Things Considered is two young ladies in the WNBA. One is A'ja Wilson and one is Caitlin Clark. And my question to my panel would be, who is truly the face of the WNBA? You know what I'm saying? Now, A'ja Wilson's been in the league for a couple of years. Caitlin Clark has only been there, actually less than 2 years. It's her second year. But she's quickly, making headway, with popularity, and the way that she's, the skill set that she's bringing to the game. So, a few tidbits on A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson is a 2-time WNBA champion, a 3-time WNBA MVP, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. And actually in 2022, she was the Defensive Player of the Year, the MVP, and she won a championship. So she is definitely making headways for being the face of the league. Now, in Caitlin Clark's case, only been in the league 1 year, but in that 1 year, she was a Rookie of the Year. She made the WNBA first team in her rookie year. All rookie team.
Bullshit.
Obviously.
Man, that was weird, Shaft.
What?
No, nothing.
No, he was just saying she should have made it. You should have,
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Obviously she's help increase popularity in the WNBA.
Yeah.
By with just her presence alone has increased popularity in WNBA. So my question to you would be, who is truly the face of the league? Because in my humble opinion, I'm going to say that you give what you get. So A'ja Wilson has been in the league for a while. She's dug her roots in the league. She's put in a lot of work in the league. So I would say, all things considered, A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. But I'll leave it up to my panel to discuss and let's talk about that. Like who?
Well,
who do you think?
that's good.
I do want to say this. A'ja Wilson has a statue.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That part.
And you're correct. She is not the face, but she is the face. CC is definitely the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and it's kind of like they spoke of the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson situation.
Yes.
That brought more African Americans to watch the league. That's exactly what's unfolding right now for us.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just a take of the time. I mean, I appreciate it because I can't get a ticket now. You could go online and get a ticket for $30-$40. I looked at tickets yesterday; they were $1,100.
Caitlin Clark came to Dallas recently. Sold out arena.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And she only comes to Dallas once a year because she's in the East. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sold out the arena.
So
they
you
sold
think
the
that
arena.
Caitlin
She
Clark?
wasn't even playing one game.
Yeah. So you think that Caitlin Clark is the face of the league right now?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Miss Markita, what you think?
I mean, honestly, I think they both a little overrated. And I mean, this is why.
And that's the thing. You can have somebody else who you think should be the face. Like what?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna go with A'ja Wilson. I mean, I think they're both good trendsetters.
Okay.
I really think that, and I think they're both elite in their own right. But it's good because they have the things that the Don Staleys and the Shamika Coleslaws don't have now. They have social media. You know, we didn't have that, what they have now, you know, and they have the cell phones and you could just post this. And I think it's good for the game having both of them. You know, it's definitely something that we needed to get, you know, those sales. So, because we need to get paid. You know, obviously, female athletes are underpaid. So I think it's good for WNBA and for the next generation, you know, far as just getting out there and being promoted and getting all of these sponsorships and making all this money. So I definitely think it's growing in the right direction. But I truly think Asia Wilson is the face, and I think Juju Watkins and Sarah Strong is
nice right there, bro.
Love that shirt.
Show the shirt again.
Nice, big dog.
Show the shirt again.
That's
so
Juju
Watkins,
gentlemen.
I'm respectfully speaking, not trying to discredit neither one of them, but I mean they, you know.
So why do you feel they're overrated? Because you mentioned that you started
because we've seen better ball players, in my opinion. You know, the Maya Moores who
tough.
And
Maya Moore was incredible.
Yes. And I just think now with all of the different again exposure that they have, you know, they're able to capitalize on some of the things that people have already paved the way for them to be kind of blossoming, if that makes sense.
But their test is different too.
Yes.
I mean, like they don't have to play as hard as we
they
had
don't
to play.
I mean they're not playing like everything. The rules are different, you know, and so which is helpful, but it's still in my opinion it's an advantage, you know. But I mean,
it's an advantage. What you mean an advantage?
Perspective.
Advantage where? In what perspective?
I mean, to hear a woman's perspective that she feels that certain players are like a little bit overrated. They don't have to play as hard. Like that's very interesting to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That they don't have to play as hard. Like I've never heard that.
Yeah,
from a female perspective.
I don't think I have either.
And don't get me wrong.
I mean, I think they're phenomenal players.
Yes.
You know, they deserve to be there. You know, but I just think Caitlin Clark. You know, I just feel like she had that freedom to just do whatever. You know, in college, and now sometimes in cases, I think she gets exposed. You know, so
okay.
I mean, she's a good player. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think some of the things she's allowed to do, a lot of players can't necessarily do those things, you know, that she's allowed to do. So that's just
it's kind of comparative in the Steph Curry sense, though. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of players that could have done what he's done,
right?
But until he started to do them, was it not that everyone was looking for that kind of player? You know what I mean? So you're right. Like a lot, you know, some people do.
I wouldn't say there's a lot of players that could have done what he's done.
Right? No.
That thing. So
hey, man, you ain't never been the. Hey, Con Cotton could shoot from that distance, bro. I used to think Con Cotton used to pull up from half court, like folks done it. You know what I mean? And I just mean you're right. It is a unique skill set, but as far as doing it in a game and having people like she's saying with Caitlin Clark, like, you know, having the freedom to show that and do that, which then makes you different from everybody else that hadn't done it yet. You know, you feel like, you know, that happened because she got the opportunity. I say, what you think, Dominique?
Well, I definitely think that Miss Wilson is the face of the WNBA.
Okay.
I don't ever want to put us in a box, because there is multiple women that's in the WNBA that is talented and that are something to see day in and day out. Caitlin has the fan base, and she brings the numbers and she brings the money, and so that's the plus. So hoorah to Caitlin on that. And I even think when she came in and she got all these endorsements and everything, and everybody posed the question, hey, hold up, she been in here killing it. She's the MVP. And so then you guess what Nike did? Nike recircled back, and they fixed it. They fixed her endorsement deal. They fixed the money, the revenue source. So
And I'm so happy Nike did that because Aisha Wilson, if anybody deserves it, is Aisha Wilson.
She deserves it.
Has all these accolades. She's earned it. She's worked hard. So anybody deserves all the accolades and the recognition is Aisha Wilson.
And she's well-rounded. She plays offense and defense.
Right.
There's no lack. There's no in between with her. She's just whatever.
So then shouldn't Caitlin Clark then
and she still keep it cute? No.
Yeah.
And she the case.
That 0.5. That's that 0.5. That's the shirt open. 0.5.
Yeah. So I mean, you asked. I definitely think she's the face of the NBA. I think it's a plus to have Clayton Clark. It allows us to maybe go back and fix some things in the WNBA that need to be fixed because we know that it's struggling. It is, and it should be. But because I don't understand, and this is a question that I pose, that we talk about. Like I don't understand how so many of us tune in for the women's Final Four. And how many of us was watching the Juju Watkins and the Michaela Williams and the LSU and all, how we all watch that and how that just doesn't transfer over to the same sellout crowds in the WNBA. And I think it's coming because like she said, now you go purchase a ticket, it's more expensive. Right. But that's what we want. And I think like he showed the Juju Watkins, it's coming. And those women are the reason why, along with the Cheryl Swoops, that people, the Tina, Cynthia Cooper, all of them that they have got, the Cheryl Miller. I mean, they have all paved the way.
Let me say something really quick.
Everybody is important to making that successful.
Respect to all those women because I hate they didn't get their moment to shine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hate the WNBA wasn't what it was when they, now when they were playing and they didn't get a chance to benefit from the endorsement deals, the money, the shoe deals. And again, of course, Cheryl Miller didn't get a chance to benefit from any of that. You know what I'm saying? Because there was nothing when she was around because she would have been the GOAT. The GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Probably won multiple championships, several MVPs, all that. You know what I'm saying? But I hate those women that didn't get they chance to shine and really just bask in the success of WNBA like women are now. You know what I'm saying?
And Shaf, I'm gonna piggyback off what you said because a lot of people don't even realize Coop was Euro stepping before anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody.
He was doing the Euro before anybody.
Yeah. I was watching the comments.
you know,
man.
And then
it's amazing to see I would just say this. I remember being in school and people saying, no, WNBA is not coming. Nobody wants to watch women's sports like that. I remember that comment.
Yeah.
And so not comments that was said multiple times. And we kept saying, I get on somewhere. It's coming. And the year I graduated, it came in and, I was just too excited about that and too excited. And I was just pumped for what, and then, you slowly see it build and you see that, they got to go overseas and play.
Yeah.
Then they got to come back. And, so you're watching all the dynamic and it kind of made you discouraged. Like, okay, dang. So nobody really care that women can play and that women can play right here in the States. So I kind of had a little disgruntled part there when I was seeing that most of that talent was leaving and had to go overseas. And then when they came back here, they wasn't getting it. It paid more dividends to be. And so that was disappointing and discouraging. So I really hope that the league and I really hope the men's game really help elevate that because there's definitely lots of talent there and lots of talent coming because this arena is steady getting better and bigger. So I'm just excited to see what's going to come. And I in any way that our men, I'm looking at all y'all on the camera. Any way that our men can help elevate this and what you're doing now, it is appreciated and it's honored. And we need that so that it can continue to grow and we can continue to show the light on those ladies. And then we can continue to remind people it didn't just start with us. It started with the Cheryl Miller and it started with the Cynthia Cooper and the Tina Thompson and, all of them. So even some of our local heroes here, like Sheila, I'm trying to think that used to play here. Is women's Dunbar Women's League.
Tina Webb.
Tina Webb. It was many women that were playing here that were really, really good. And they were playing over at the women's league and hooping and had went off to school and played and came back. So, I had a chance to go over there and run some. So it was fun. Carey and I too. So you know, people forget there was some local talent right here at home hooping it up, and had went off and played and came back. So kudos to all of that. But yeah, I think that Asia is the face, and I think that what Caitlin is doing is great. It's bringing more notoriety, and I don't ever want to limit us. It could be multiple faces because we want it to
right.
And continue to be an audience for everybody of all different types of walks of lives. And so I don't want it to be eliminated. I mean, just to be one person centered, because, you know, even though we talk about everybody, for me, Michael Jordan, you know, but you know what? It was only fun watching Michael Jordan against. You know, I like to watch him go against the New York Knicks. I remember when they used to break his heart every year in the finals. Yeah. I remember him crying, and I remember the day he won it all, and how happy he was, and how excited, and how pissed the Knicks, how they was Detroit, how bad Detroit was, and so
bad boys,
But it was all of that made me rush to get in front of the TV. Oh, the Bulls and such playing. I can't wait to get in, not just to watch.
I remember that feeling.
But to watch all of them compete. Like I used to love it. I couldn't wait. So I
we don't turn it on.
That's what we want to have in the WNBA. Many people elevating the game and making us run to the TV to say, "Oh, I want to see what she's gonna do. I want to see what Juju gonna do against Caitlin. I want to see what Asia gonna do against, Kadoja. I want to see. You know, that's what I want to have. Yeah. So I definitely don't want it to be, the one person can't do it all. But it because it was nice to watch Mike and the compete.
Yeah, and the temptations. And
it was nice. I mean, I like watching him see Bird. Look at here. Don't give me 76s. Dr. J, I thought he was so good looking. I was like, I'm watching it. Don't get started. So
I heard you mention the word competition, how it was then, how it is now. So I'm just thinking about competition wise. Markita, I really want you to answer this as well. Going through things, you lose a game, you come back. Just a small little kind of definition of adversity. Is it a little challenging now, with your approach, Markita, as far as well, to like try to be always positive, and one player might not receive it the right way, and it's so easy for them to transfer now. It's so easy to transfer. So as far as how challenging is that? Because I'm pretty sure the same phrase you can give to one player doesn't resonate with another player. Yeah. So how do you handle that?
But pray, no. But honestly, it is. I mean, I do have to pray a lot, because it is different. The mental aspect of the game is changed. When I say that, is they, in my opinion, they're not as mentally tough as we used to be. So you have to kind of have a balance when you're dealing with adversity, far as like the parents, administrators, the players, and it's so easy for them now to just, if things don't go right, here, I can, like you said, it's the transfer portal. I could just hop ship and go over there, but you just have to just stay true to who you are, and for me, I just make sure I treat my players, I try to, just like I would treat my kids. I'm going to love them hard, like I'm their mom, and so at the end of the day, I feel like when I've given the best version of myself to my players, I'm able to go to sleep and rest at night. But for me, it's just keeping that one-on-one connection with them, and just having like an open door policy. So when they are going through different things, because nowadays these kids are going through so much more than what we went through. We went through, and they don't want to hear it from me, but we went through bullying and everything too, so, but they just,
social media kind of magnifies everything.
Yeah, they just process it differently, and it's magnified on a different level now. So we try to make sure that we just, coach the person, coach their heart, just build those positive relationships. positive relationships with them, so
Coach their heart.
do other things outside of just playing basketball.
Yes.
Is what I found beneficial too. It goes a long ways, just taking them to the main event, taking them to bowling or whatnot, and just going outside and having a kickball game and just bringing in a snow cone truck, just doing little things like that where they can kind of decompress and just enjoy just being kids, or teenagers. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Nikita, sounds like you filling voids over there.
Yeah.
You giving love that some of them don't even recognize or understand what it is. So respect.
How you feel about that, Dominique?
It's
the transfer portal.
The transfer portal tough. Like that's tough. Everybody can leave. I think it has good and bad. And I think Markita made a very good point. Kids are not as tough. Well, I won't say the kids are not as tough. They're more sensitive. Let's just say that to some of the dialogue that is being expressed by coaches, parents, and and then there needs to be reality check here too. Some of our parents are saying they stars and they members of the team, and they need to realize that, I think that there needs to, everybody needs to understand the dynamic, and I think that sometimes we have that, and I've encountered it, where, you say you want to play in college now, you're in your senior year, you just decided that, and so and so now you're like, okay, and now we're worried about our playing time, and now we're worried about all of these things, and I'm like, you come out of nowhere. I thought you was happy being on the team. I didn't even know, and I see some good things, but so that's sometimes that just amazes me that reality check is not there. Like and I understand every parent is not in the sports world, but when an apple is an apple, and when an orange is an orange, and you got to call it like you see it. And I think sometimes that gets misplaced, and so I think the transponder has is good. I think that for kids that can go into situations and maybe the coaching isn't what they need to be successful, because now something that my daughter told me, they have a mental coach. They have a mental coach that's on staff to address, any mental illness or crash out moments or anything that they may be dealing with that's in basketball or outside of basketball. And so I thought, we didn't have a mental coach. When I came from college, there was no mental coach. Yeah. Get yourself together. Fix your shoulders and fix your face. The criticism, the constructive.
Fix your face was it. That was it. You got to fix your face. That's the coach right there. Just fix your face.
And so that wasn't there. And, so the yelling, maybe getting, talked to, cursed out or something, that wasn't abnormal. It was just like, okay, so let me just see how I'm going to perceive this. And I think it takes a certain amount of confidence, to say, I hear you. I see what you're trying to say to me. I just maybe don't like the delivery, but I'm going to work through that part. And everybody can't do that. And so, I think the transfer portal may have its benefits, because some, have been abusive situations. I think the coach has probably been at fault, and we don't find out later because they've been a successful coach. You look at
that's a good point. That's a
they've
good
been
point.
Successful, and so we didn't know all of these things were going on. And I think it's important, because here just a good example. LSU, Vanderloof, the point guard. Help me out with the names. Okay. So
I can't pronounce it either.
So the point guard from LSU, she was at Louisville, star, all American, all of that. She transferred into LSU.
Yeah.
But she said something that was really important to her. I mean, and the reason why she left wasn't anything else. It was the amount of pressure, the amount of negativity. She hated it. She said she absolutely hated it. The pressure was the comments, that maybe not feeling so much support from the coaches. it was not she was dying on the inside. And she said,
you got assaulted on the floor too.
Yeah. She said, I had to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
So the transfer portal, and then look what she did for TCU.
Yeah.
Look where they probably would have not been in the NCAA. I mean, did they make it to Sweet 16?
But did you see her face? I mean, she was happy.
She was happy, and she spoke about that, which I thought she was like, my mental health was not in a good place. So I think for those purposes, the transfer portal, that was detrimental for her. She needed that, and she thrived, and she was better. And now when she's talking, they ask her, she says one of the biggest things she says is making sure you can be where you can be. You know, making sure that situation really is a good situation for you, physically, mentally, socially, that you can thrive there, because it's bigger than basketball. Like she said, I wish I would have also had some outside life, some other friends outside of this, because basketball was my world. And when that world started to crumble, so did I.
I think my sayings is always, I mean, to cut you off, is that I like to go where I'm appreciated and not tolerated.
Absolutely.
Like nothing says it better than that. Go where you're appreciated and not tolerated. And I think it's kind of a mixed bag, real quick, just to say, as far as there being so many opportunities for impulse decisions to be made for young people.
That's a very good point.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, this is a young person that is a little emotional, is still growing into his young man body. So knowing what's best for him, you know, it can be on a scale, but that's still to where it's, and I commend some of you all that do coach and that are in a position of mentorship. It's tough to, you know, be able to advise and have a good relationship with, you know what I mean? Like, and that always makes it tough for somebody to hear and know that, you know, you're coming from a good position, but we're not friends per se, you know what I mean? So I have to be able to, and just like Markita said, the heart and they're softer in the generation, in that it's more difficult for them to understand how to receive constructive criticism. So that makes it tough for someone to actually get on your butt in a certain, get on you in a certain way, no diddy, that to where you can actually understand and know that, take that, so that you can know that, you know, you think we was gonna go through the show without saying anything? Like,
no, we didn't hear anything else you said.
It was funny. I seen somewhere. I said, damn. I said, get in his butt. I was like, God, I ruined everything I said after that. But no, it was to seriously. You know, in order to like understand that that's important, that it's kind of tough nowadays for someone to distinguish between someone's trying to get the best out of me and that this is not a good situation for me. You know what I mean? What do you think about the transfer portal, Carey? I want to leave you out of.
No, you're fine. I think let me finish though.
Go ahead.
It's 356 Division I schools, and it's over 1,100 plus people in the portal. Ooh, I think people need to remind themselves that, because you jump out there, you need to make sure before you make that move that you have contact, or that you've built good relationships. Because in that recruiting process, you know, you had several coaches that was looking at you, talking to you, and you were building rapport. Yeah, you need to make sure. That's why they say never burn your bridge, you know, because you might have to cross back over. So it's good to have good relationships and keep those relationships, because a lot of kids jump out there, and my daughter just told me, they just experienced 2 girls having to go down. They didn't get a chance to go, and one is out altogether. So now you out here looking for a full ride, and you just had one. So that's a real situation that don't anyone talk about. But it's a lot of kids that go out there in the portal and they have to go down 1 or 2, or they have to, or they may get caught.
They ruined an opportunity. They ruined an opportunity.
Or they missed it, or you know, they missed that opportunity, because you know, I think there's a young lady right now. The portal just closed, and there's some things that went on, and so because from Vanderbilt, she just got dismissed from the team. Now she's dismissed from the team. The question is, and she was, I mean, she can hoop. She was the 3rd leading scorer in the NCAA. So now she's she's gonna have to get an appeal because she missed the deadline. Because at first she was like, I'm good, but then they let her go. So if she's been dismissed, then she can possibly get a waiver. But if not, here we go. Possibly she's in her sophomore, junior year. She might have to sit out and only have 1 year. She has 2 years left. So I think, like you say, that guidance is very important if you're thinking about jumping in that portal. But I definitely think
side about it, though.
it has a good and its bad side to it. So I'm glad the kids don't have to sit out, because I used to think it was unfair for a kid to have to transfer. And then, coaches had to, and to be mean, I was one of those coaches. You think I'm going to release you to go play against me? Girl, I'm going to see you. I was recruiting you. I know you can play. You're going to go over to Big Ten or somewhere. You're not going to be nowhere in the SEC. I'm not going to deal with you on no perspective. Go on over there and you figure out how to get back on this side. But and so coaches had a lot of power. Yeah, I release you. But I'm not going to release you to anybody in my. You can't play anywhere in this region.
Yeah, okay, it should be that easy, as you should.
Well, I appreciate the portal now, because I wish the portal would have been around when I was trying to transfer.
Wow.
Because I had to do all the footwork to get to the next school.
Yeah.
But I also think now the portal is also a money game.
Yes.
Because just like Notre Dame, Olivia, and y'all help me with the point guard's name. How did I go? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we're gonna roll.
But roll with Olivia transferred to go get the bag, because now I don't have to compete against her with the money. Now I just got to compete against her on the floor. So some of it is the money game. I mean,
okay.
But Dominique and Keita, y'all are correct too. I mean, it's just all in the bag, and it's just all in what your need is at that point.
Yeah.
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think the only downfall I struggle with is for our high school students, because I think it's making it a little bit more difficult for them to be recruited, because you can go get that 6'6" girl out the portal, and she already has that college experience, and you don't really have to deal with the little high school kids. So I think that there is a balance there. It's beneficial, both ways, but I do think it kind of hurt, our high school athletes, if they're not just elite players, from getting some of those Division I scholarships that they're normally accustomed to getting, because it's just, but like Carey said, and Dominique, it's just a money thing too. So
right now it is, and everybody is chasing it, and everybody's making a demand.
And it hurts. Let me just say this: it hurts for little people like me at Southwest. When you got the transfer portal, I'm serious. I'm serious. No disrespect to any of my counterparts, but when you trying to build something from the ground up, and you have those athletes, that doesn't matter what you do or say, you can just be the best person, but if they have their mind made up to go over here and play at this school where it's already built, they already winning, so it kind of make it a little harder for me as a coach, to rebuild. So that's why I said, when you asked Mark Shaft, I pray, because it is like a faith walk, because it can be discouraging, when you know that all you need is 3 or 4 of those girls that's sitting on the bench, and your whole dynamic of your team change. But they, you can't get them, because we want to go places where they win. And I mean, you can't, I'm not down in that, but it makes it really, really difficult, for somebody that's playing on such a high level in high school. So I just had to put that out there.
Because that does it.
I agree. Anybody that I always tell them, listen, good coaches, parents, pay attention to that. That's all I can say. Pay attention to the whole package. A lot of people always want to be a part of a winning program, but just to say you were there, like you say, one of the things that sold me on going to my college was, my coach was like, that's apples and oranges. You can go there. You're going to be great. Probably an All-American. You're going to do great things. But will you win anything? No one remembers you unless you win.
Right.
No one writes you down in history unless you want. So what we will accomplish here will be history. They will never be able to take this away from you. You're the athlete that we need to win it all. So let's think about that. You could go there, you're going to be great, you'll build great connections, but you don't have to stop building connections because you're here. You could still do that, but here you're going to make history because we have everything that we need. We need this piece. And so can you come here? And that is one thing that sold me, was that I could come there and I can play, I can compete, and we gonna win, and I'm gonna make history. And I know I'm gonna do it. So that piece was really important, because you were right. A lot of people, I told my kids everybody's walk, because I have a daughter that's now, and she's looking to play at college, and and I was like, wait, what? You talking about, that's what you talking about? You trying to do what? Okay. Woke up. Okay, here we go. Last minute, we'll see. But then I have that kid that's always, no, I'm playing this at the next level. And so her walk was different. She was recruited, and then we were recruited by everybody. And then we went down, and then we got hurt. And so all of that changed. But I told her, your walk is your walk. You don't have to get in whatever stage you want to get on. In this day and time, you can get there. So you just stay the course of what it is that you want to do, and you show up. And so she signed to one school. She went up there for a camp, came back and said, I'm not going there. And before I know it, all I know, she called me and said, come pick me up. I said, what, huh? What's going on? We got you. Come pick me up, mama, now. Like, let me go talk to the coach. She was like, mama, I'm 18. You cannot talk to the coach. I already made my decision. Let's go. I'm going over here. I'm going to Trinity. And I was like, what? Huh? Do you have to talk to the coach? I mean, I was completely like, did you talk to the mama?
Had everything handled.
She's like, I talked. She was like, and the coach at the school that I was previously at was great, sweet person. I appreciate her. I value her. I think that she's going to do a great thing. This just wasn't my fit. And so she left, took her there, but then she thrived where she went. She thrived very well there. And so then she had a lot of options after her first year. And then she was like, I told you I want to do 1 year and done, so I'm out. I was like, well, where are we going? Wow. So I'm just following lead. Okay, where you say you're going, what you doing, what I gotta do, what we gotta do. Yeah. So I mean,
better be handling like that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's walk is their own, and I think that they just need to realize that it ain't always about just being part of a winning program. Be able to contribute to that program, and people contribute many different ways. You can make those people better in practice. I mean, it's so many different ways for you to contribute. But if you are somebody that can make an impact, and you have an opportunity to make an impact, I don't know that I would line my opportunity behind the bench if I could do it now. And I'm not saying, I don't want anybody to not say don't worry about building, because sometimes you come in, you're not quite ready as a freshman. But Juju wasn't one of those kids. So she was ready as a freshman. And you have some of those players. So I tell them, be careful about trying to run everywhere. Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Okay. So just remember that as
we call them generational talents.
Right.
Yeah, we just said the word history quite a bit now, Markita.
Right.
Since we want, being one of the coaches over at the historical Little Rock Central, man, you won quite a bit over there. You won quite a bit. So I'm pretty sure everybody's looking at your resume now, and you're going through a little rough patch right now, of course, but the resume speaks for itself. Like, we would like to know. I can't even, how many rings did you win over there?
Just one, but I have 3. I got 2 from I have 1 from Central and 2 from North Little Rock. Thanks to Derek.
Because let's make that now. One now.
And I think that 1 year, your daughter was on that team, right, Dominique?
Right.
Yes.
Oh wow. She sure was.
So out of those three, which one kind of really sticks out of those 3?
I would say North Little Rock gonna always just be, my blood, but Central really was really the most impactful, because North Little Rock, I was just a 7th and 8th grade middle school coach, and we were on the staff for high school. But with Central being the assistant varsity coach, I had more of a impact, imprint, so it was more of a role that I had and very instrumental part in winning that state title, and just to, North Little Rock gonna be, it's in my blood, but just to make that happen, at North Little Rock, starting out at that place and falling in love with the game there, and uh, beating North Little Rock at North Little Rock, was very huge because we had lost. We had lost. We had lost. Temple had beat our butt, like every year. So, and we had our opportunities, but it was just, I just told them, I told them, if we get past North Little Rock tonight here, we're going to win it all, and just that being the first in a historical school, where we 9 people walked that hall in order for us to kind of be there to teach and to go to school there, and being the first Black African-American female coach to be a part of that, that's going to always just, be just a complete thank you, and thank you, God, for all your many blessings, because I can truly say that I earned that, so, and I always kind of knew it was going to happen, even though I think it's going to happen for me as a head varsity coach one day.
Yes, it will.
I always told Carey and Dominique, that's the goal, to win a ship. So I'm forever grateful for that opportunity, that the coaches at Central gave me, and the administrators for believing in me, and also the players, for just believing in me. So yeah. It was, I can't even explain the feelings and the emotions that night, but I'm just grateful that, when you go into that gym and you look to the left up high, you're gonna see
that's right.
So I'm grateful for that, that I played such a huge part in earning that. So
we're proud of you, man. We just as happy for you. We just
absolutely proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's a lot of success in the room tonight.
So let me ask you ladies this, and Dominique, I'm gonna start off with you. If you ladies could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Man, I thought about that question.
Yeah, we listening.
That's a tough question. You know what? 3 people, dead or alive.
Besides whoever did that curl set.
You know what?
Hey,
I'm gonna
hey, Nick, when I see you in the gym next year, I'm gonna hit you with this.
Okay. And I'm gonna be. I don't know. I would say. It's so many people. I mean, 3 people.
3.
Your top 3, Nick.
Trace for days.
Dead or alive.
You ain't heard that in a long time.
What'd he say?
Crazy days.
Crazy days. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, then the wild Carey.
Oh my gosh.
Respect.
Trace for days.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Come back to me.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Go ahead, Carey.
Don Staley. Cheryl Miller. And Mulkey.
Oh, Kim Mulkey?
Yes.
Why Kim Mulkey? Just out of curiosity.
Because there's a method to her madness. If you pay attention, when she gets through showing out, she'll turn around and smile.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to know where that
that
method of madness originated from.
Yeah.
Because you didn't just become a con artist.
Okay.
And you've never sold a used car. So where did that come from?
Oh.
Okay.
Why Cheryl Miller?
I want to relive the 101 points that you scored.
Yeah.
Tell that story in great detail.
In great detail. Like I want to hear.
Give me goosebumps.
I want to hear like every bucket, how you lay it up to each bucket.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of points. Man.
And I do want to say I had to add one more. Candace Parker.
Okay.
Why can't it?
I can see that.
He told you 3 though, Courtney. He told you 3, Kira. Don't try to take. I might
Dominique, you sit back there and figure out who you gonna say.
Right.
You hear me, right?
Go ahead. I like that though. I like that though.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead, Keita.
I would have to say Whitney Houston in her prime.
Okay.
Because
Before or after
I
Bobby?
love the scene.
You see, she said prime.
The voice.
Yeah.
But no,
Mark.
go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Her.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Okay.
Dawn Staley, of course,
Obviously.
and Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Michelle.
Now, what you want to know from Whitney?
Whitney, I just, I would like to just sing with her without her judging me.
Yeah,
You know, just, I mean, because
right.
I can sing, but Whitney got a smart mouth. She had a smart mouth now.
Right.
On some
Sure.
notes,
You just want to be a part of the group.
I just want to be a part of the oohs and the ahs. Yeah, I can be the background singer. You know, but yeah, I would like to.
And you want to say shoot every
on,
now
Shiloh.
and then.
I would like to just talk to her about her dealing, you know, her overcoming. Not when she just was out there, but drug addiction, you know, if she opened up like that, and how she battled with not singing gospel songs as opposed to just singing R&B. I would like to talk to her about that.
Okay.
And then Dawn Staley, you know, she's an open book. I just would like to just talk to her about basketball and just her, how she, just from a female perspective, you know, getting to the next level and coaching, you know, I would just like to just pick her, just talk to her about sports and life. And then Michelle Obama, just having that power and being the first lady, you know, and how did she manage like family life and being married to one of the most powerful, good looking men, you know, and how she block out, I mean, for real, how she kind of blocked out all the mess, you know, women just throwing themselves, you know, how she kind of handled all of that. I would like to talk to her about that. So, and yet, you know, be strong for her man and be who she is as a person too, you know. So yeah.
I love that.
So.
Dominique, you ready?
You got your pencil and ready to write it down?
That was fast, y'all.
I'm not talking long like you, Dominique.
Did they elaborate on each one of? Now y'all was prepared.
They through. It's back on you.
Okay, so listen, I would want to speak with Dr. King.
Okay.
Because he had a dream.
What he had.
Exactly right. But you know, even in his dream, like he said that he might have made a mistake.
Ooh, look out now. Hold on.
Come on, talk to me.
All right, hold on, man.
He realized that he was setting us up for a burning building.
Okay.
It was already on fire. So
he did say that.
He said it when he said that.
And so I think I would definitely want to, you know, I understand that dynamic now. I think but I would definitely want to talk to him about when did he see that? Like, when did he start to realize that, hey, you know, I've been walking this walk for a long time and been saying the things that I've said, and not just him. He had a whole slew of people that were pushing that, you know. And then as he go on and he spent his time and he's writing these letters and things come back, he's talking toward the end. He's talking, hey, this may have been a mistake. Right. We will never get what we deserve. Like they will never see us in that view, simply because of history and his time, you know. And that's so. But I'm not going to elaborate because I go on right there. So, but I would like to talk to him about that. I think my other person that I would like to talk to would be Cheryl Swoops. And the reason why I say her is because she was kind of one of those unsung heroes that was coming through, and then she made a drastic announcement. A lot changed for her, and then she's now back on the scene, and and I think maybe looking at maybe some coaching opportunities, but she lost her deal with Nike. So I would just really like to talk with her about that transition and where she is now, and what it is that she would like to continue to do and going forth, and just I'm not sure where she is. I'm hoping that she is going to make her circuit back to the women's game. I think she would have a lot to offer, but I think she just said some things that was kind of controversial, and they didn't. It caused a little rift. But I like the people that push the envelope and say what how they feel, and even though the media doesn't quite like it, and so they might try to take something from you. Okay, you're not going to play the same song, so we're not going to. So I would like to talk with her, and then my third person, Tupac.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Tupac. Holla if you hear me.
Why you want to talk to Tupac, Dominique?
I want to. You know what? I really want to. He was already an activist. He really was, and so I would really like to see him and what he has seen happening now.
See him.
To talk to him.
You keep saying see and talk to
him. If I'm
talk to him.
Talk to him. I would like to talk to him and just kind of see what his rap would be like today. Like, what would his conversation see and talk to him, and would like to hear what his conversation would be like today with all that has transpired. Being that he was an activist, his mom was an activist, and he spoke about some of these political arenas early on. And I would really like to see, because I really think the amount of influence that he could have, or that he would have had. I think that he could really make a difference with people understanding, voting and understanding our roles that we do play in our political makeup and how important it is. And I think he's somebody that can reach across all. I think he can. Oh yeah, of course. Everybody, everybody was into Tupac. So at least I felt like everybody was.
You are. Well, speaking of two, is that a number 2 pencil you got in your hand?
And it is. Hold up, I need my glasses.
We're getting the notes together.
Yes, it is number 2. I was writing down who would I want to
You
speak.
keep your pencil.
Who did I know? But those are the 3 people that I would.
And did you stick it behind your ear, Neat?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. Little nostalgia.
Pressing curl, rod set.
With the pencil.
Right.
Accessorized in.
That's right. Now let me throw my glasses on because I need them. But
pencil crack champion right there, man.
Ooh, that's a throwback too.
Sweet. And speaking of that, ladies, who would you all pick as someone like who you would prefer to play for? Gino from Connecticut, Don Staley of South Carolina, or Pat from Tennessee?
Pat.
All right, I'm gonna slide it in. This is real quick. What you think? What you think, Carey?
I'm playing for Don.
You gonna roll with Don? Okay.
I'm playing for Pat.
Even if Don don't make me a basketball player, she's gonna make me a qualified human.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna round me out.
Okay. And you said why you say Pat, Dominique?
I think the same thing. I think that so here's my thing. I like Dawn. Yeah. Dawn is old traditional, and I think like she has this system. So you kind of got to buy in. Everybody got to kind of you got to kind of bite your time a little bit there. Yeah. Because she has multiple stars on her team. Mm-hmm. And when those players leave, they go off and make the other programs better. Like they end up in the national tournament. Mm-hmm. They leave there and they make their programs better. Okay. And so I don't know if I could be that type of caliber player and sit the bench for 2 years.
But if you know you want to coach,
I don't think that I could, because I'm hungry and I'm battling every day. But even in you battling, like she says, I'm going to give you some playing time. Mm-hmm. But that's going to be a real big fight, because she is big on this person we could both be hooping every day. But this person came in before me. And so this person is going to play before me, and they're going to play more than me.
Yeah.
But if I'm giving you that every day, I want that same award. Right. And I understand that she was here before me.
Okay, come on now.
So I think that's kind of, but she's that type of coach. And I don't have no problem with it. Like people say, like Folkweiler or Malaysia, she left. Did I think she should have left? No, because I think there was so much more she needed.
Yeah, they played for South Carolina, the guard. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was really wondering about that.
I was like, you need to
because I think that's the first star that I've ever seen leave Dawn Staley like that. Am I right?
She can't handle it. Rivers left and went back to
she did.
What's her name? North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. And then there's another one.
And then another one left
with the
Louisville, and they ended up in the Final Four.
And so it happens, it happens. But I think that was the first one I was really kind of aware of. Like, wow, she let one of her stars get away. One of her stars didn't, connect with her. Go ahead, Markita.
No, I was gonna piggyback on what Dominique said. Although I love Dawn Staley, she does have a system, and there are times where you feel like she should have played their freshman over. I think Pat and Gino just want to win, so if you're good, I think they have a system too, but I feel like if you're good, if I recruited you to come out and play, you're going to play, if you that players. But I still probably go with Dawn, just to because of the mentality that she has, she's gonna make you a better version of yourself. In my opinion, you're gonna know that you got to work hard for everything you get. So if that means, I have to wait my turn with the assurance that I'm gonna be playing now. Don't let me just be, But I'll be able to do that because I know I'll still be getting that teaching and those lifelong lessons. That she can give me another black female. Right. So
Okay. Absolutely.
And fellas, I'm finna ask y'all this. If you can't answer, you gotta take a drink. Coach Lofton or Coach Rice?
Ooh. Coach Lofton.
Golly, bro. Why you waiting? Hey, man, this ain't about us tonight, man.
I answer that for y'all.
Right.
Coach Lofton, though, bro. Coach Lofton, all right.
Lofton, with all respect to what
love
Rice
Coach Rice to death. Coach Lofton changed my life.
He'll go too.
With all respect,
But why you do that on the live, Jamon? Why
right?
If you still an answer.
Yeah.
I said Coach Lofton. Oh, okay. Because I didn't play up under Coach Rice.
Got you.
Because I didn't come back to North Little Rock until 9th grade, so I missed all the junior high. So I didn't get a chance to play as Coach Rice. So for me, it's gonna be Coach Lofton. But I'm just mad Jamon posed
right. Well, before we close it out tonight, ladies, I would like to know if there's one thing from our show and our conversation tonight. What's that one thing you want people to take from this show that we presented to them tonight? We can go start with you, Carey.
The opportunity to be seen. The opportunity to receive what we received tonight. And that was definitely love, admiration, and just the opportunity to see how everybody has aged in beauty and just rocking. I mean, like, whatever we've been through, we don't look like it, and that's amazing. Yes, Shab, you too.
Look at this.
Shab is always that guy.
I mean, kept his chest out. Got their chest out. I mean, so
my little
brother.
I got a shirt on. I don't got my chest out. I got a shirt on.
My bad. No, we definitely appreciate it. I appreciate it. I mean, same love. Thank you.
So just to piggyback off what Carey said, it's the same thing. Like I said, I was honored to be here, just to be, like she said, to be seen and to be heard, and just another platform to help push women's sports forward, and to get it in the middle of the dialogue, to get it talking about, to being thought about, on all stages, locally, nationally. And so I mean, I think I'm honored, and I appreciate you guys for allowing this platform. And I hope to see other women on here after us. You know,
absolutely.
You ought to open the door now.
Make sure you stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we will.
I plan to stay tuned. I was subscribing and everything else. So I plan to stay tuned.
Appreciate that.
I want to hear.
I hope to continue to see like the Malia Monks and the Kaya Carter and all of them on here, and hopefully they can give you some, even the April Edwards, hopefully give you some insight just on that level of, you know, playing and going forward. So like I said, the opportunity to be heard and seen and further the women's platform of sports. I appreciate you, gentlemen.
I appreciate
Thank you very much.
Ms. Markita.
Go ahead, I would say grateful. You know, where I am now. Carey said something real profound today. She was like, you know, I'm in a season of my life where I'm what you say, Carey, receiving and not chasing.
Yes.
Like receiving the blessings. So definitely grateful, because one thing about me, if you really, really know me, and not just the old me, but the new me, I really don't brag or put myself out there like that. So just and I keep a lot of stuff in, but now, you know, I've been asking God, and I would say also faith driven, because I like the way that y'all kind of started off with the prayer, you know, and even though the numbers may be a little bit down now, you know, it's just another way to look at it, that whatever God has in store for you, you know, it's gonna come to fruition. You know, so just continue to be persistent and continue to be faithful in what you're doing, and just from a good place, which we could feel the love and y'all being just genuine about what you're doing, you know. So I'm definitely grateful for just to have that opportunity, because I was a little kind of reluctant when I reached out to me. I was thankful, but you know, one thing I don't like to do is a lot of talking, you know. So I like to sing. So and that's something that I've been struggling with, because
you could have sung.
I know, but no, listen. I'm just saying, growing up, I just didn't want to never be the one introducing the song. Just give me the mic and I just sing. But I'm trying to get outside of my comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, so I'm trying to take as many opportunities as I can to reach that level that I'm trying to obtain. If that makes sense.
We'll get there, man.
Well, keep allowing people to introduce you, and then you take the mic.
Right.
Yeah. That's what you're doing now. Job well done. But can I say this before we go?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Gentlemen, I applaud you, and we thank you. This is amazing. This is awesome, and like Keita said, it's going to grow.
Yeah,
it has to. It's too good not to.
All right.
Appreciate that.
We're gonna stick with it now. We'll give you our word on that.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
You want to close this out, Casey?
Well, yeah, just like you know, it's we reached this point in time right now. First, thank you for you all coming on the show, and you know, like we say, we're a voice for the city. We want to be the voice for the state. Want to be a voice for the nation, you know, but the balance and coming from a perspective of male and female, we invite that, right? We and we know that that's about the balance of life, you know what I mean? And so for us to now have talked about, you know, North Little Rock sports and basketball in general, from, you know, you all were the first ladies on the podcast to, you know, give it up for yourself. You all were the first. You all, no matter where this goes, you all were the first ladies, you know, to have talked about that. And so I appreciate that. And as always, you know, this is a point too, I want to say that we're giving you your flowers, right? We're here. You're here because we appreciate what you've done. You know what I mean? So like, it's tough for people to know that they went through life and done something that somebody saw it and appreciated it.
Yes.
Right. So we appreciated it. Right. You did well. Right. Of all the examples out here that people are following, you know, we got some sexy reds, we got some Cardi B. Like, no, like we have a lot of, I don't want to get, listen, we pressed on time, y'all. Let me finish. We pressed on time. So there's a lot of, I you know, not to get, no, because I really could have come with something else that we could really, you know, build on as far as that in the culture. But I just want to close in saying that I appreciate the example that you all are for the culture. Okay, I want to leave it at that. Continue to do what you're doing, and you know there's plenty more basketball seasons and such for you all to come on here again and for us to have another conversation. You know, like this is the first of the opportunity of many to just talk about basketball. That's what I see, and you know what I mean. And so I appreciate you know you all taking your time out of the day to, you know, share my birthday, because this is my birthday, because it's really about me. It wasn't really, you know, I didn't say anything about it through the whole show, but I'm 46, and this really was about me. I included y'all, you know what I mean? I love, you know what I mean? Like, I love that you all did that, you know what I mean? No, like, in all seriousness, I was, you know, to share this moment with you all is what I signed up for, right? And it's what we signed up for, and that again still just speaks to how much I appreciate, you know, you all taking the time out to do it. Okay, and so we salute you, and best wishes to everything going forward. Again, everybody like and subscribe, please, and help us to continue to become a voice, you know, for not just what North Little Rock doing and the state is doing, but it's just our perspective on life. All right.
All right.
And really quick before we head out of here, appreciate you, Joan, for always tuning in. Sim for always tuning in.
Yes, indeed. Love.
People in the chat tonight.
DP, we see you, DP.
You know, we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Shout out to everybody in the chat for sure. Yes, indeed.
Yes, we appreciate
it. And we continue to encourage, you know, chat involvement and questions and conversation, because I'm going to go back to what Markita said, and I even had to grow into this. We all have to grow into our comfort with being able to express ourselves when we know that it's not just, you know, the seven of us watching, you know, looking at each other, right? It's not just a conversation with us, it's a conversation with the world. And that courage that you gain and that you put forth, pat yourself on the back for that, right? Yes, and then you take that into life as well, and understanding the courage that you have, you know, to speak with the people in front of you with confidence, right? And it's like in that, and so we're not born into this world, you know what I mean, to be uncomfortable in that regard, right? We're born into this world to be able to express ourselves, you know what I mean, openly, you know. So we give thanks to you for having the courage for doing that, you know what I mean. So you leveled up today, Miss Markita. You did that. You leveled up. It takes courage to even say that. You leveled up, all right? And to both of you ladies too, and to all of us, you know, good job, man.
Already.
But before y'all leave, I just asked y'all to throw up the North one time, and I don't have anything else to have for y'all.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead, Markita. I'm waiting on you.
Hold on.
I'm waiting on you, Markita. Here.
Wait. You just asked, how do you do it?
We'll take that. We'll take it. There you go. There you go. Hey,
that's awesome, y'all.
Yes.
Already. Definitely. In closing, we definitely like to thank you, Queens, for coming on, and definitely just expounding on your experiences and everything that you have gone through, North Little Rock and non-North Little Rock. And like I said, just, you know, my small connections with everybody. Markita, me and Keisha was in the same grade. I went to North Heights. Dominique, I used to be right next door to Lily, to y'all house of Lily over at Kwan's, right next door.
Oh yeah, you in there then? You in there? You in there? You right there?
And I remember Carey always used to have the coldest kicks.
Always.
Yes, she did.
Always had the coldest kicks.
Still do. Are you playing?
Thank you, sir.
But we definitely appreciate you, ladies. We're gonna sign off. Don't hang up. We just want to just chat with you for just a brief couple of moments. But thank you again. And again, please like, share, and subscribe to the pod.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love covers.
Peace.